like how did wrestling get started for you? Were you a fan growing up as a kid? Like how did all your journey start to become a wrestler? How did it all start for you?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I hated wrestling.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's gonna seem a little off, but I never really educated myself. I was a music kid, so more of a
Mm.
music snob. So it's like I had to do everything music. Music was my passion. I even did like Canada's Got Talent at one point, and I was like trying to get
Oh.
more into that stuff. But for me, it was more of my dad's kind of dream to see his kids wrestle. So
Mhm.
it was one of those things to me to pass time. So me and my brother started as a tag team when we were called Dance Mix Revolution at the time, and came in with
Nice.
all these Jabberwocky masks and everything else. But honestly, it was one of those things where I eventually fell in love with it because it was the acknowledgement from the crowd. The
Mhm.
when you can pull them in and you can have them doing everything with you and just getting excited about everything you do. Um, ooh, you see me still?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay. Sorry, something happened to my screen here. My apologies.
No,
Uh,
you're good.
so yeah, I don't even know where I was. Where was I? The acknowledgement. Sorry.
No,
So
you're yeah, talking about how you got started, your tag team with your brother.
oh, okay, yeah. So tagging with my brother. Like I said, it was the acknowledgement that pulled me in. So just kind of getting more invested with the crowd was the part that made me fall in love with wrestling. But I
Mhm.
realized back in the like I knew nothing about wrestling. So it was actually a maritime tour that I did with like the Duprees. So Emile Dupree, I don't know if you know Grand Prix wrestling.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so those guys, I went on to that tour, and that's where I met like Tessa Blanchard and some other people that we were on the tour with, and or Bobby Sharp and Kat Von Hees, all those guys. I love those guys, by the way. And
Mhm.
we honestly went out there, and I realized like my lack of knowledge on the whole wrestling business because I watched like Rip Impact and Tessa talking about all these like past wrestlers and how they like taught them things, and they should go back and watch all these matches. And for me, I was like, I have no idea who these people are. Maybe I need to start educating myself on like the history of professional wrestling. So at that point, I just started really getting into wrestling because you really could see the art and the magic of like what
Mhm.
these guys put together and made happen in front of all these fans. So I think that helped me even love it more. So everything's been kind of like a slow evolution for me in wrestling. So it's kind of cool actually.
Mhm. And what was like the training? Like who trained you, and what was it like that whole experience like for you?
My trainer was my dad. So my
Okay.
dad, being I think he's 23 years in the business now, I think. But he had his own wrestling ring in the backyard at one point. So I was 8 years old,
Mhm.
bumping around, rolling around, doing flips and stuff, which I do not flip now. So we should probably let all your viewers know you won't see any flips from this guy. So, but at the time, like, yeah, I would just train with my dad all the time. And then you meet all these other wrestlers and more of like your big vet names and stuff to start like basically mentoring you as you go along, right?
Mhm. And also, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember in the episode that I remember I think your dad was saying like before you wrestled, like you were a ref, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. How was that like for you being a ref? Because people always think that a referee is just an easy job. You just count one to three. Tell us from your experience, what is refereeing being like? What was like for you?
Reffing's actually probably one of the harder jobs, in my
Mhm.
opinion, because I feel like you need the psychology. You need to know what's going on in the ring. Like you need to know when to get out of the way. You need to know the calls to make and the secrets in the ring. That so
Mhm.
like if a wrestler gets hurt, you need to know what to do in that situation, right? So anything can happen. And as a referee, I feel like they're half the magic that's in the ring with you. So I think that's
Mhm.
like, to be honest, I think it's a good thing if you're a new wrestler. Maybe even say this to all your viewers or all potential wrestlers that are about to start out. I recommend starting as a referee first. If you
Mhm.
can start as a referee first and you learn your footwork, you learn how to be out of the way and learn your ring positioning, plus psychology will start falling with you. You'll understand when you get into the world of wrestling a little bit more and things will just flow a lot more and you'll just it I feel like it'll just be one of those things that you can just grasp onto a little bit easier.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, There's even other wrestlers that done like even like ring announcing or even refereeing. And it helps. It
Mm.
helps a lot. People just go straight to wrestling. They don't know anything. That's psychology, especially if someone's like a casual, don't know anything about professional wrestling. They should do at least be a ref or anything like that. It helps them. I feel like.
Oh yeah, you get the idea of like the backside of the business, which is
Oh,
good.
absolutely.
It's good stuff.
Absolutely. And talking about